This tutorial is just to demonstrate how to use the Capstan app and use the key fob device and also perform software updates. So the first thing that you'll want to do is on your mobile device, go to your app store and you want to download the Capstan Ag app. So you can search for Capstan Ag in either the Android iOS store, the Android Google Play Store or the iOS store. Once you have it on there, we'll just click on the icon to launch the app. And when you pull the app up, you're going to get a few different options in there. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go into the PinPoint selection. When you get into the PinPoint selection, you'll see the Capstan icon on iOS or three dots on Android. And you'll want to click on that icon in the upper right-hand corner. And then you're going to have the option to connect. And when you hit that, it's going to go out and it's going to search for any hubs that are within range. And we can click on the hub. So now we are Bluetooth connected to the hub, but we also have a second step that we have to complete before we can begin to use this as a key fob for the PinPoint. So the next step is come over to the rate controller, go into the system menu and activate the key fob. So now we have the key fob on in the rate controller environment, and we should be ready to start using our phone as a key fob. So you'll see in the upper corner, in the upper portion of the screen, you have valve. And right now it says NA. And if I just click 1 to the right, you can see that back behind me here, I have valve 1 on my system blinking. And in the box, or in the circle on the middle of the app, it also says valve 1. So as I tap the next arrow, it continues to advance the valves in order across the boom. And this is an important part of your setup, initial setup as well. We want to make sure that as we advance this right arrow, that the valves go in order across the screen. The reason the LEDs aren't on and I'm on valve 27 right now is because there are actual coils and you're not able to see those. So once I get past the coils, it'll start pulsing again, as you can see on the next BCM down. So as I scroll through these, hitting the advance arrow, you can see that my valves are going in sequential order across the boom left to right, which means my BCM orientation and positions are correct. You can hit the stop button on the app, and now that's going to turn off all of your valve pulsing so that they're not actually pulsing anymore. The next option you have under the valve advance is the section advance. So I can hit that section advance button, and you can see that instead of turning on valves one by one, I can scroll through the sections. And again, I'll hit that stop button just to turn that off. And there is a button on here for a remote valve if we had a remote valve that we were going to turn on and off. I don't have that in my particular setup. At the bottom of this screen, you'll also notice that there's tip check and pressure control. I'm going to go over to pressure control. So we have the ability within this app, I don't have a live pump on this, but we can click the pump and you can see that the pump icon goes green, and now we can control the pump. Right now, I click the box right there for the target. It's in manual mode. I can use the up and down arrows at that point to manually increase and decrease the pump RPMs. I can put in my target 1 pressure by clicking that box. I can click it again. I can have in my target 2 pressure. So anyway, we have the ability to control the pump from the app as well as the valves. And we have a diagnostics screen here. So the diagnostics at this time is not active on iOS, but it does work on Android. And the last screen that we have here is our update screen. So there's 2 ways to go about putting an update on here, and the most common method that you're going to use is to come into this updates, make sure again that you're connected to the hub. We're going to click on this green folder down here in the bottom, and you get a few options down here. You can import a local file. So if you have the software file that you need saved on your phone or in an iCloud account or in a Google Drive or whatever cloud sharing, file sharing, or local save that you have on your phone, you can go grab that file directly from your phone if you saved it to a cloud storage or directly to your phone. The other thing that we can do is we can check files on server. So when I check files on server, you can see that a few other files pop up in here. And the two bottom ones say SWAP Pro or SWPRO. That's our aerial product, uses the same hub. You won't use those software revisions on a self-propelled sprayer. So we'll come up here and we'll look at the two revisions of firmware up in the top. And I have PinPoint III 1.02.24, which is the second one down. That's our current revision of firmware. So if I've already priorly downloaded this to my phone. If I hadn't, it would have a download option there, and I would click on it. It would download that to my device. And now you can see that I have the option on there that says send to controller. So now if I clicked on that, it's going to broadcast that update file to my controller. I'm not going to go through that process right now. We'll save that for a separate video and talk about that. But updating your PinPoint III hub is as simple as downloading the app, going to updates, connecting to the hub, checking the server for the file, and then broadcasting that file over, and we're good to go. So that is how we would use our mobile device as a key fob for this. And the key fobs that you had used in the past with PinPoint also still operate just the same. And as you can see, as I hit the left to right advance arrow keys, it advances the valves just like the phone app. If I hit the up and down arrow keys, it advances the sections. If I hit the center button, it also stops that remote key fob ability. So with PinPoint III, we have the option of using an app as our key fob device, using the physical key fob as a device, and important to note that we do have to go into the rate controller, into the system menu, and make sure that we turn on the key fob so that both our phone and our remote key fob can operate as the key fob devices.